Hello everyone, and welcome to the series premiere of Star Trek Kairos, a Lower Decks style temporal shenanigans game using the 2nd edition Star Trek Adventures rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is E01 the Game Master, and joining me are 4 lovely individuals who we'll meet right now, starting with Mr. Shizno. Shizno, who you playing, and anything you want to shout out tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm Shizno. I'm playing Phoenix, a historian from the 21st century. And a piece of advice for everyone during the wintertime, because, you can't go out on the rapids anymore. If you turn your canoe over, you can wear it as a hat because it's capsized.
I want to take threat for that. I mean, it's just... Well, as I'm sure GM Josh will keep the puns going. What do you got going on, GM Josh?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. Hello everyone, GM Josh here. I am playing Ensign Rusty Hutchinson. He's a very special, wonderful individual who's in the wrong place. Like he doesn't belong to this universe. Is he from the mirror universe? I don't know. That's kind of hilarious. But he's swapped places with a person, the alternate ego of himself in this dimension. That person was very competent, and sadly, Rusty is none of those things. But it'll be interesting to see. His heart's in the right place, but that's kind of all he brings to the table.
I mean, some would say that's a very important piece. Up next is Sema.
Hi, I'm playing Ensign Candida Kleinfelter, who's just an android trying to get through the day. With everyone we have here. So, if we're all given jokes, why can't a nose be 12 inches?
Because then it would be a foot.
Because then it would be a foot. That's exactly right.
I can't spend for threat twice.
But last but certainly not least, you're a spy. What do you got going on?
Hi, I'm your spy, or Jeremy, and I'm playing our team's intrepid doctor and science specialist, the Elorian Lieutenant Iscus. He joined Starfleet because he got bored. And yeah, that's about it. We're going to meet him and learn about him and all the rest of our crew as we spend time together.
All right, and as a special surprise, we actually have an intro by Techno Nerd, so let's take a look. And welcome back, and thank you Techno Nerd for doing that lovely introductory video for us. So, where we pick up with our story with this crew, the crew has already had their first real away mission together, which we did offline as part of a Session 0, but this is their first quote-unquote real mission. And what we see is the U.S.S. Kairos at Warp. The Kairos is a premonition class, and if you've never seen a premonition class before, it is basically a sovereign class with a temporal engine, sort of pod-like structure that comes off the back of the saucer section. It's also the ship from Star Trek Armada, and I believe Star Trek Online just did their own version of the Premonition class as well. But where we begin is zooming in to one of the windows of these Kairos, where we see the 4 players, Phoenix, Rusty, Kleinfelter, Iskis. You are in one of the shuttle bays, and you're doing something with a shuttle. But what you're doing with that shuttle, I'm going to let your imagination take place. Yeah, feel free to give a description of your character if you want, or if you want to just jump straight into roleplay, that works too.
Yeah, they dropped me off at home and opened the door and kicked me out of the car. I think I was just about finished my explanation of why I thought Mass Effect was like the best sci-fi game out there, and yeah, they just dropped me off at home. I think they originally were going to kidnap me, but I just talked her off, and they were like, "No, not worth it." So what are we doing here?
I remember you telling me about that earlier. And is that the game where you said you punched that reporter?
Oh, for a Renegade playthrough, yes. But only for an evil playthrough. My main playthrough, where like I think like how I would react if I was myself, I'm pretty good. I only pushed one guy out a window multiple times in my playthrough. Yeah.
Okay.
Based on watching this, and like I've got it going as a replay, like looping it through in the multiple different variations.
Mhm.
Seems like a remarkable number of people pushed the man out the window. Around 79%. So, yeah, it seemed like he deserved it. And then she goes back to whatever she was doing with the shuttle, but it definitely involves sparks.
And I think
she's
Rusty
like
is
welding it together.
If you lose my copy of Mass Effect, I'm going to be very upset.
I think Rusty was polishing the shuttle, and he takes a step back and he looks at it. Well, I got to tell y'all, people. They like to say you don't need the clear coat on the shuttle, but I'm a fan, because you never know any kind of rocks or debris or other accessories might have will strike the shuttle and mar up its beautiful opaque surface. But now you don't have to worry about that. Close the clear coat. The clear coat's there. Yep.
You know, back from where I'm from, we have planes. Engine, turbine. Pulls enough air, creates enough thrust, goes forward. Sometimes we had called bird strikes, and like the engines sometimes would fail. What happens when a shuttle hits like a pack of birds? Is that a thing? Like, is there something that we need to be worried about?
Well, we don't have to worry about the birds stopping work. They're not going to go on strike if that's what you're worried about here with this here shuttle. This here shuttle's not going to do that to them. I don't think so anyway.
No, I'm not saying the shuttle's going to unionize the birds. I mean, it's going to turn them into a fine mist. I'm just wondering.
No, there's already fine mist and dust clouds in space. So, I mean, built into the deflectors.
So, we're still hitting the birds, but we're just deflecting the gore away?
Well, it depends. It's trying to move the birds out of our path.
Okay.
The birds, in this case, are base chemicals in microscopic amounts finely suspended in space.
Okay. Yeah, if we do hit a flock of birds, I'm just going to be upset, just so you know.
Do you regularly run into flocks of birds in space? I'm just wondering, because I never heard of that, but there's so many things that I haven't heard of before, so I wouldn't be too surprised. But do you find yourself, as you're traveling through space, running into big flocks of birds?
I'm having enough of a troubling time that I'm in space right now and I'm not exploding or being exposed to a bunch of radiation. No. I'm just saying, like, birds are cool. They're cute. They're like dinosaurs, but tiny now, and it'll be sad to like smush a bunch of them.
Oh, I do understand you. I really do. It kind of reminds me of that story. I don't know if I told you about that story about Vince Loggins about the time on the remember the Impulse 500 where he ran his shuttle into that group of Ferengi. That didn't work out so good for them. They did not go on strike. But I don't think it was good for them afterwards.
I don't know if you're telling me a horror story or if you're telling me about someone bowling accident.
No. People don't really know this about Vince Loggins, but he used to run with one Blitz McCready on the Impulse 500. They was on the same racing team, you see. But see, that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you another time. But see, Vince Loggins, I think he was trying to get up a different in his position. Like he had pulled real far back, and he was working his way up, and he made a mistake and ran into a group of Ferengi with his shuttle, and they I think they were quite, I think so. I think they found parts of their ears in different places, and then their body parts were also spread across quite a big distance. I'm told, at least. So I think that would constitute them as dead. Yes, sir.
Is someone studying you?
Well, I don't really know, sir. Studying me? You mean, am I like?
Just in general, I'm just. So a group of people died. Okay. What are we doing with this thing? Shuttlecraft?
Apparently, we're cleaning it and maybe, I don't know, getting off biological detritus. I'm also confused.
I don't know why. My expertise is. You know what? I'll be right. Computer, can you print me a decal? Or decal, however it's pronounced.
A decal?
Yeah, sure.
And the computer chimes, but instead of printing you a decal, the holographic representation of the Kairos AI appears. It's kind of just a glowing ball of light with some concentric shapes around it. It's not quite Biblical Angel, but it's pretty close. And the Kairos says, "Attention C-Team, you will find that something has gone wrong in the time stream. Your presence is required in Temporal Transporter Room 3.
Do I feel like something has gone wrong in the time stream?
You have, and I did the secret roll for you because you are an El-Urian. I did the secret Insight Science roll for you, and you know that something very wrong has happened in King Arthur times.
Maybe the once and future king is no longer the once or future king.
What happened to Bruce Campbell?
R.
No,
I start looking up what happened to Bruce Campbell.
I'm sorry, Candida. When I was cleaning, I dropped something here in this part of the engine here in the ship, and there's this red light going on, and I don't know if I should bring this to your attention because you're real good at these things sometimes, but it's making a big noise here on this shuttle here thing. We could just go away and leave it. I'm okay with that, but I thought I would tell you.
I look in to figure out what's in the engine.
Oh, that's the second thing you dropped in.
Oh, all right. So
If there's a flashing red light in an engine, I'm going to go ahead and start making my way out of this shuttle bay and toward where we've been called to, because I don't want to get blowed up.
All right. Well, Kleinfelter, if you could give me a reason engineering difficulty of 0, you would have electro power systems as a focus here. And as a reminder, when you hit the perform task button after checking reason and engineering, you are using a focus, and you leave everything else the same unless you want to buy additional dice with momentum or threat.
Sounds good.
Well, look at that. That is 4 successes. So you get, by my count, a total of 5 momentum overall. Well done. So, Kleinfelter, I have good news for you. The blinking red light, it is quite literally the running light of the shuttle, but it's on the inside for some reason.
It's supposed to be on the outside?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to mark this as work needs to be continued on it
Mm-hmm.
and go to Transporter Bay, but also power down the shuttle for the moment in time.
Okay. All right.
So that this could be a tomorrow ensign duty.
Okay. And Rusty, does Rusty go to the transporter room as well, or does Rusty stick around?
Rusty's he's gonna follow everyone else. I think he's gonna make over to Delman and say, you know, Doctor, I always wonder, why do they put carpet in shuttles? I don't understand. You would think that at this point with our technology, we would come up with something better. Because the problem with, and he just goes on about fibers and spills and everything.
Well, when you arrive at Transporter Room 3, what you see is that, of course, the Kairos AI is waiting for you, and it is displaying a picture, you know, a medieval times picture of the King Arthur court. So you, of course, you see King Arthur, you see Sir Bedivere, you see Sir Lancelot, you see Sir Galahad, you know, the whole 9 yards. But instead of them being around a round table, they are around a Cybertruck. Yes, that Cybertruck.
I mean, couldn't we just fire a temporal torpedo from here?
The problem is we do not know where the location of this vehicle is, and even if we were to destroy it, that could cause an even bigger problem in the timeline. We require you, the C-Team, to head back in time, figure out how Sir Arthur and his round table acquired a Cybertruck, and eliminate the Cybertruck from the timeline without causing a bigger issue.
So no donuts this time is what I'm hearing.
Not where anyone can see.
Excuse me, Fluffy. You don't mind if I call you that, do I? I cannot remember your name. You look like a little fluffy angel thing here talking to us. I'm going to call you Fluffy if that's all right. You can correct me if I need to be corrected in that, and I apologize in advance. But I got to ask you, Fluffy, should they have that truck there? It looks kind of out of place. Did they buy that somewhere? Did they make it?
The Cybertruck was not introduced into Terran Earth until approximately the year 2023.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so that they ain't supposed to have that. Okay. I got you. Thank you.
Well, if there are no further questions, please get on the transporter pad and we will transport you back to King Arthur times.
Oh, yeah, I actually got a question. Was Elon just an alien? Was he an alien?
No, according to our records, he
Oh.
was just an asshole.
Okay, fair enough.
This is true.
I had always expected, but maybe being an alien would have explained something, but yeah, no, he's just an asshole. Okay.
All right.
Yep, I get on the transporter.
All right. So, you all step on the transporter pad, and there's a shimmering white, blue, and red light as you are transported back to medieval Britain. And when you materialize, just like last time, your comm badge automatically projects a period-appropriate costume for you. But just like last time, I want each of you to tell me what it is you look like. So we're going to start with Mr. Phoenix. Mr. Phoenix, what do you look like?
Oh, you didn't want to give me any time to tell me an outfit? Oh, man. Okay, you know what? Whoever's seen Your Highness, I'm wearing Courtney's outfit.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else
it, but let me see.
Yeah, we got to look this up.
Your Highness Courtney. Oh, he's wearing a stereotypical peasant
Peaches
garb.
and cream.
Yeah, but for some reason, it gave me the bowl cut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very prominent bowl cut. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so that's Phoenix. What does Rusty look like?
I think Rusty looks exactly like the Black Knight from Monty Python before he loses all of his limbs. He's dressed like head to toe black plate armor.
Okay. Kleinfelter, what do you look like?
Similar thing to the Courtney one, except not an extreme goal cut. Honestly, just like a little page boy.
Okay.
Shorter boy. Brown hair. Nondescript. Wearing a deep brown jerkin.
Okay.
And hose.
Nice. All right. And then Iskis, what do you look like?
I'm dressed as a monk.
Now, when you say monk, are we doing like the full like friar outfit with like the
Yes.
terrible headline? Okay.
Absolutely. Definitely the tonsure, 1000%.
All right. So, when you materialize in, you are in a misty open field. There is a castle in the distance, and as far as you look around, there's nobody in the immediate area that would have seen you beam in. But when you take out your tricorder and verify that you've arrived at the correct time frame, you do detect that there are about 50 life signs at that castle.
If my memory of this time is right, which is a bunch of movies, and one of them was a time-traveling dog, don't say you're a witch. If anyone asks what your device is, say it's a gift from, oh man, the Lady of the Lake, yeah. And we meet Merlin, act cool.
I was going to tell you, Phoenix, I don't know if you've picked out an outfit yet for the ship yearbook photo that we're doing next week, but I think what your get up you got right there, that would look real good if you're looking for something to dress up. I don't know, do you wear your uniform in those pictures? I've never done one yet, but I think that's a good look for you.
You guys have uniforms?
Maybe. I mean, I'm just saying, what you're wearing right now, that's a good color on you. I think that would look good.
Yeah, I'm just making a bad joke. Okay, let's go? Yeah. Yeah.
Do we want to pull another? I mean, we could holographically make the Grail.
Oh,
I think we should do that.
No, I don't think we should do that
Okay.
at all. It's gonna mess up a movie I really like, and I just don't want that to be a thing.
Could we make a second Grail? Like, I know you don't want to make that one. Could we make another one that looks a little different?
Let's skip the Holy Grail idea.
Like a 2-tier system with a little path around the front.
Yeah, you pay like a one-time monthly fee and you get like extra perks. No.
Okay.
I'm sorry I mentioned it. I chose poorly. We should continue. Yep.
Okay.
So as you're discussing what to do, what ends up happening is you hear the sound of hooves beating on stone, getting closer and closer to you.
A mounted rider
hoofs?
is in another direction.
Or is it coconuts being clapped together?
Well, it's funny you say that because you all turn to look at the source of the sound, and it's a guy who is miming riding a horse with a guy behind him clapping 2 coconuts together.
All right.
Well, this is. I look to the 21st century historian. Well, this is happening.
Maybe they're practicing for the best village idiot. I don't know.
I've heard of this actually. It's a type of very dangerous predatorial creature that turns invisible during the daytime, and they sometimes will ride this creature to get around. We should be very careful. I've heard about these before.
I think these are your people, Rusty.
It's called a Prius. You watch out.
They were brought by laden. Or they were brought by swallows. I say deadpan.
Which kind?
The ones that can swallow coconuts.
Well, no, they simply must be either African swallows or European swallows.
One of them's non-migratory.
I'm just imagining the bird trying to pass that, and it's just hilarious in my mind.
I'm just worried about if the bird was actually hit by a shuttlecraft, what would happen to it?
It'd probably say, "Oh, thank God." Again, I'm combining what I'm imagining with what you guys are saying, and it's a real funny image in my head alone.
I turn toward the not quite so mounted, not quite so rider.
All right.
Also,
And as he gets closer, he goes, "Whoa, Patsy, whoa!" And they, of course, the do with the coconuts. And the rider, quote unquote, points at the castle and says, "Hail, good people! Can you tell me who lives there?" And it is at this moment that Mr. Phoenix, can you please give me an insight and con, please? Difficulty of 1.
Any focus?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
All right, 1 success. So, you know exactly who this person is, because it's King Arthur, but it is legitimately the Holy Grail Monty Python King Arthur, like Graham Chapman, but he's here in medieval Britain.
Look at him and then look back and like, did we get the right year?
Well, of course we did. It's Arthur, King of the Britons.
I checked
This-
through my database just to double check on the calculations when we got transported.
And yeah, you're where you're supposed to be.
This all looks very perfectly normal to me. I don't quite see the problem. Phoenix, is there an issue that we should know about?
There's a significant problem.
Yeah.
Please,
Sir, are
good
you,
people, I am
film-
in haste. Can you tell me who lives there?
Are you filming right now?
Filming? Is this some custom in this area?
I could say so many things that would be funny to me, but you'd not get. Okay.
What is he pointing to?
He's pointing to the castle in the distance.
Isn't that Camelot?
No, this is not Camelot. That is... Well, I'm not quite sure, but I'm hoping I will be able to talk to the lord of that castle and invite them to join my round table.
Oh, in for a penny, in for a pound. That's castle is owned by a man named Tesla.
That is a strange name. I have never heard of such a thing.
Yes,
It's
Tez
Dutch.
isn't. Yes,
Dutch? Why are there Dutch here in Britain?
nefarious plans, I assume.
The Normans.
Ah. Well, perhaps I should attack the castle then.
By yourself.
No.
Why?
Well, no,
Why don't
of course,
we
I have
go-
help. And he looks over his shoulder and calls, Sir Bedivere, bring out the special vehicle. And then you hear the revving of an engine. And in the distance, you see the Cybertruck as being driven by Sir Bedivere. But Bedivere is, of course, Terry Jones. So just Terry Jones at the wheel in Sir Bedivere's getup. And he drives the Cybertruck right up next to King Arthur, rolls down the window and says, My liege, you called? Well, yes, Sir Bedivere. We need to assault that castle and get rid of the Normans. My liege, of course. Who are these fine folk? I'm not sure. They haven't told me their name.
I'm quite surprised your little thing made it up that hill. I was expecting it to get stuck or break down before it made it. That's impressive.
I think they just stare and look at you.
Okay, so excuse me, me lord. Gonna huddle up with everyone. I was like, okay, so from my time, he looks like an actor, and the dude in the truck is another actor.
I look
So
over at both of them and cross-reference it.
Yeah, this is definitely the actors, not the actual contemporary figures.
I put my head back in. This is worse than initially anticipated.
Excuse me for a moment. I must go pray.
If
I go.
if y'all don't mind, I kind of have an idea of something we could try. I don't know if it's going to work, but I've seen this sort of thing work real good before in the past, so I might try this, and we'll see if you're okay with that.
I'm just worried like something out there is like screwing with time for the giggles.
I go to the side of the road and open my my thick, heavy book that I have with me, and take out my medical tricorder behind the thick, heavy book, and scan and attempt to scan Arthur to see if he's had neural patterning or something.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reason and medicine. The difficulty on this will actually be a 3. However, I will give you a focus, but I'm not going to tell you what the focus is.
Okay.
And you have 5 momentum by my count.
I'll definitely spend 1 to get another die. Oh, it's diff 3?
Yeah, diff 3. Probably 2 dice, 3 dice.
Yeah, I'll take. What do you think, folks? Spend 3 to. Well, spend 2 and give 1 threat to get.
Yeah, I think that's a great
sounds
idea.
good.
I like being an agent of chaos, so do what feels right.
Yes. So I will take 2 extra dice, give you a threat, and spend 2 momentum.
Okay. Survey says...
Using a focus. 3 dice. Oh, 4 dice.
All right,
Ah!
4 successes. You get that momentum right back, at least one of it anyway.
Yes.
So it's interesting. The scan you're getting, if the scan is correct, that is not a human being. In fact, it is actually an Undine, or species 8472, in disguise.
Ah, well, that would explain the focus then, theoretically.
Excuse me, you guys. My name is Rusty, and these are my buddies. We are, in case you didn't know, you just kind of came upon us. We were actually very, very strong and powerful witches, and we have journeyed to this place to return our holy grail that we have retrieved to the castle of Orlando, which is right there on the hill.
Castle of Orlando.
Can I make a quick holy grail?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see how we want to handle this in terms of a roll. Give me a daring engineering. You have holographic technology as a focus. Difficulty of 3 as well.
I don't have a dedicated focus on this, though, do I?
No, dedicated focus is on transporters replicators.
Okay.
All right, you get the 3 you need. So yeah, what does this Holy Grail look like? Is it a golden glowing cup or?
Yeah, I think it takes the part of like traditional medieval chalices, kind of the thought of it as a giant holy cup, like that people use in like the Eucharist and stuff. I went super, like, if any medieval person looked at it, they went, is the Grail.
Okay. So, yeah, actually, King Arthur, quote unquote, looks at it and kind of does a genuflect where he goes, you have acquired the most holy of artifacts. I've been looking for it. Perhaps I should be asking you, Sir Rusty, and I didn't get your name, my lady.
Well, I'm Kleinfelter.
Well, Lady Kleinfelter, if you, Rusty, and I'm sorry, sir, I didn't get your name, pointing at Phoenix.
Maxwell Power.
Well, Sir Power, if you would like to join my court of Camelot, we have been searching for the Holy Grail for much time at this point.
Nope, we cannot interrupt your quest or anything that you're on. That is for you to deal with. And hey,
What I think I think what my good friend here, Mr. Power, was trying to say is that we would be happy to trade our cup here, our little holy cup that you like a whole lot, in maybe for your little car you got. We could do like an even swap. You know, we wouldn't need to worry about titles or changing bills. No, we just do an even swap. How's that sound?
Well, Rusty, that sounds like a presence and a command at a difficulty of 4.
Yeah, okay. Would a focus in Delton mating rituals be useful
No.
at this point?
No.
How about a focus in persuasion? How about
Yes, I'll give you persuasion.
that? Okay.
But yeah, difficulty of 4, so you probably want to buy some dice here.
Yeah. Would diffuse the tension potentially come into play here? I know we haven't talked violence yet, but I always like to ask.
No violence here.
I haven't told you what I found yet either. So
Oh, yes, true. Shoot. Yeah, I mean, he's actually pretty good at this. I have a focus and persuasion. How would you folks feel about me buying maybe 2 dice? So using 3 momentum?
I'd be okay with that.
or the beans, go for it.
Light it up.
I mean, I believe.
Hey,
Wow,
look at that.
is
We
7
believe.
successes. So you get your 3 momentum right back. Well done. So, quote unquote, Sir Arthur looks at Sir Bedivere, quote unquote, and goes, Sir Bedivere, I believe we must trade our holy steed for the Holy Grail. And Sir Bedivere says, Of course, my liege. And Sir Bedivere hops out and very carefully and respectfully approaches Kleinfelter and kind of motions for her to pass over the Holy Grail, quote unquote, as he is offering the keys to the Cybertruck in the other hand.
See, I think it's mission complete. I think we did a good job here. We got enough time. We can go back. We can get us a little supper if we want. We can sit around and maybe finish cleaning that shuttle if we want to. If you're up for it,
I'm going to go and I'm gonna walk up at this point and
I want to do a tradesy for the keys and. Well,
I'm going to perform a benediction in Latin, except I'm not going to actually perform a benediction in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, I'm going to I'm going to see if you let me use Walking Encyclopedia or Cultural Flexibility to say that I know Latin this time, or that I happen to remember old Latin lessons that I took 500 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So that would be my quote-unquote focus, would be to remember Latin.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, and then I'm going to basically start out giving a benediction in Latin, and then I'm going to kind of morph it into cursing at these guys in Latin, knowing that my crew members have universal translators, but I'm going to see if these guys understand me in Latin.
Okay.
Or maybe not cursing at them, but saying ribald things. I'm trying to see if they can understand Latin.
Okay. So you do this, and King Arthur and Sir Bedivere bow their heads respectfully through the entire quote-unquote prayer.
Do they appear to notice that I'm saying things like, your father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries or something like that?
No, they don't seem to be making any motion or indication that they understand what you're saying. They just think you're a holy man.
Okay, and then as the prayer, as I start to wrap the prayer, I start to say, I say in Latin, that's species 8, that's species 8472, and something is even more wrong here than I anticipated.
Now, for everybody else, your universal translators would translate that for you. So basically, Iskis has told you all, yes, they are 8472 in front of you.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Iskus, but I might have missed the cliff notes before we went here on this mission. What was that species you
My
said?
son, my child, please listen to the prayer, and I will repeat it, and then I will and now I shall read. Sir Knight, come. I shall. I would like for you to look at the word with me, and I will show him the tricorder reading behind the Bible.
All right. Well, Rusty, it's your call if you recognize it or not.
Rusty's looking around as he says Sir Knight, like he's expecting one of the,
I'm
the others to
staring
approach.
at you with those intense eyes.
Oh, let me help you out here. You know what the problem here is, Doctor, is you didn't hit the reset button. You got all this stuff here in your tricorder. Let me help you out. He hits a button and actually resets the screen. But what we were saying before is you said something about some kind of weird species. I don't quite recall who they are. But I want, before we get to that, I just wanted to ask why you were telling this guy the positions that his mother could take to produce what now? I didn't quite understand that either.
To produce very potent prayers.
Well, I don't know how about what you all think, but if we got this here car, I think it's mission complete. We just can keep on going, and they can have their fun up at the Castle Orlando and timeline repaired.
I'm going to conduct a reading for the other people here too, even though I wouldn't normally conduct readings for commoners.
Well, you go to show them, but Rusty reset your tricorder. So.
Oh, right, but I was just going to rescan them.
Oh, okay, if you rescan them, okay, that's fine.
While they're talking, I'm just looking at Kleinfelter, and I just say, like, what species 8472?
I go through my memory banks and the computer's memory banks. For species 8472, do I need to roll for that?
No, I think it's well known at this point. Now, add a character. Do you know what species 8472 is?
I was just looking that up. Isn't it something? It's a memory alpha.
Yeah. So I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Species 8472 were encountered by Voyager. I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen Voyager, but basically, species 8472 comes from fluidic space, and they're very hostile against all life in our universe.
They're shapeshifters as well.
Yep.
With telepathic and psionic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And their technology is all bioorganic, so growing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
For our friend character, this Phoenix doesn't know that. He doesn't know what any of that is. He is still in the early A's for the alien species.
Mm-hmm.
By this time, I'm over there, and I show you the scanner reading on the tricorder.
Right. Why don't we all go to the castle up there and sort things out?
Did we get the keys?
You did. The trade has been made. The King Arthur and Sir Bedivere are actually coconutting away, unless you want to stop them. But yes, you have the keys to the Cybertruck.
My liege, wait!
Coconuts come to a stop. Yes!
Are they a threat?
What is it I can help you with, Sir Friar?
We are running after him.
Do you still wish to go visit the castle?
Well, now that we have the Holy Grail, we were going to return to Camelot.
How far is it from Camelot?
Oh, it's just over that hill there.
If you don't mind, what I've heard is, we could give you a ride back to Camelot if you want. From what I've heard, it's been a long road, getting from there to here. So you could use a ride back if you want to do that.
I get into the car and I run Rusty over.
I say, I still remember how to drive. And I am a holy man.
And I think King Arthur looks at you and goes, "So you wish to give us a ride on the noble holy steed, but will there be room for all of us?"
I mean,
It is
It's
powerful
clear.
indeed. Particularly if we
Open the trunk.
put people in the back.
You seem like you are a holy man who knows holy vehicles. Of course, we will follow your lead.
We'll guide everybody into the vehicle. And look, you'll be visible to your people, returning in glory and triumph.
So just to be clear here, Iskis is driving?
I would hold my hands out for the keys, but not like throw anybody out of the car.
I would hand over the keys.
Do you know how to drive?
I knew how to drive 500 years ago,
Okay, yeah, hand me the keys.
or 400 years ago.
Just be careful when you close the doors. You don't want to void the warranty. I'm just saying you want to close it real softly because it looks like you can hurt yourself.
I don't think the Dutch castle will cover any damage.
Yeah, I'll drive, Doctor.
Fair enough.
More current with this technology than yours.
Alright, so it is now Phoenix at the wheel.
And I look
I'll
out
sit
like,
in the
what the
passenger
shit is
seat.
this? You see Phoenix just look like, what the shit is this?
Well, it's an abomination to science, even to you, but yeah, you push the ignition button and the holy vehicle does not start. In fact, the screen that is the dashboard starts showing alert, alert. And I don't know what the actual errors are on the Cybertruck, but it's basically saying that something in the drivetrain has broken.
I can fix this real fast if y'all give me just a minute. I got a part here that I took off the shuttle. Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to tell you.
Okay, let's just.
Filter.
It's okay. Let's
I
just go
will begin
look
to
at
pray
this.
over the vehicle.
I found
Let's
this.
go.
It was extra. I thought I'd take it with us, but maybe we could use it here on the car.
Yep. Let's look at the holy steed and pray over him together.
I begin praying very loudly.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh, I gotta stay in character. Here, Kleinfelter, you could take this and we can use our witchcraft to fix it. Yeah, see, I'm in character.
Mine is the grace and goodness of God. What is this roll going to be to fix this?
It's going to be a control engineering at a difficulty of 2.
Okay, I can do that. I have a focus. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll it.
All right, you get a momentum, bringing you up to 5. Well done. And yeah, you replace the part in the drivetrain. You get back in, and I spend 2 more threat that this time the engine, quote unquote, doesn't turn over. Yes, I know it's an electric motor. And this time the error is that there is too much load in the back, that it is in danger of snapping off.
I get out of the back.
Does
What is
not
in the
change.
back? I go look in the back.
Oh, that's where you put Sir Arthur and Sir Bedivere. And, of course, their quote-unquote horse.
Right. I fear the horse is too heavy for the holy steed.
Are you sure?
It is not worthy of riding in the. It is but a beast.
The holy steed is very particular. Only the pure may ride upon it.
Sir Arthur and Sir Bedivere look at the steed, quote unquote, and the steed shrugs and hops out of the back. And then gallops away, quote unquote, using coconuts.
What's the current load on the back?
It works now. You're good.
Okay. The holy steed is now happy. Feeling all who are here are pure enough to be.
Praise be to the
Carried.
Lord.
Praise be.
All right. Phoenix, are you ready to drive this thing?
While this is happening, I'm just looking at the music selection list.
Unfortunately, it is all, or maybe fortunately, depending on your position on music, it's all Aerosmith. I don't know why, it's just all Aerosmith.
That's fine. I just put on the loudest song I could find.
Don't want to miss a thing.
Yep, don't want to miss a thing. Gotta
For
be
space.
Mm-hmm. In fact, it's actually the whole movie of Armageddon. Just the full movie. For some reason.
I gotta say, what impresses me the most about this movie is its scientific accuracy and attention to real life details. I quite enjoy it. And the romance. I am, as folks most likely know, I am a romantic at heart. Could we maybe park the mission for a moment and finish this scene? But I don't know about the end when he blows up. I don't know if I can make it to that far because it's quite touching.
Spoilers.
We can watch Animal Crackers later.
We're going over a hill.
Clownfelter, have you ever made it to the end of this movie? It's a tearjerker for sure.
I'm gonna play Devil's Got a New Disguise.
I don't think you can claim spoilers after this long.
Spoilers. I can claim it when I'd like.
Oh, but Phoenix, you are driving the Cybertruck. I need you to give me a fitness and a con.
Fitness? I'd say control.
Oh, see, it was control, but this is the Cybertruck where you have to wrench the wheel to get it to go anywhere, so it's definitely a fitness. But yeah, fitness con, difficulty of 3. You do have 5 momentum if you want.
Can I assist with my focus in waste removal?
You gotta clean up just in
but you
case
gotta tell me
things
which attribute and discipline you want to use.
I want to use daring and command, and I think what he's trying to do is Rusty's going through his favorite scenes in Armageddon, trying to just really motivate Phoenix to get the car moving.
Okay.
I'm focusing with all of my retail experience to ignore him. Just to tune him out. Or like,
All right. Well, let's see. Let's see the roll.
I will buy. Yeah. You guys okay with the momentum spend for 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
ELH, I can't remember for an assist. I just rolled 2 dice, right?
No, just 1 die for the assist. All right. Well, you got an assist from Rusty.
How many dice am I buying? 2? So, and I'm rolling already 2?
Yeah. So if you're buying with 3 momentum, that would be 4 dice total.
I am having issues doing math apparently. No focus.
Okay, 4 successes means you get that 1 momentum right back. So, you are able to get the Cybertruck over the hill, but at the top of the hill, the engine cuts off, as do the brakes, and you begin careening down the other side of the hill.
Oh, that's okay.
This is kind of like that scene when the shuttle is out of control. I think we should say that this car is a dead stick. Yep.
It's fine. It's like, really, it is fine. Just having no brakes. Because you just do this. You coast.
And yeah, you coast to a stop eventually. And Sir Arthur and Sir Bedivere get out of the back and go, "Well, as you can see over there, it is Camelot." And you turn and look where they're pointing. And yeah, the joke is that in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, it's all the same castle. It's the same castle, Castle Orlando. It's just a different angle.
Only a model.
Mm-hmm.
Shh.
That's a real good looking castle. I'm going to tell you, you built a quite impressive realm for you and your people. Yep.
I look over my shoulder at the castle we had just been looking at.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's over the hill. You can't see it from here.
Okay.
You know, at some point, one of you is just going to be like, ELH, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? And I'm just
No.
waiting for it.
The android's eye is already kind of starting to twitch. Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
So if they're, I don't know, actors, are they been like taken out from time and like given false memories or something? Can that be? Is that a thing that can be done? Can you like implant fake memories into someone?
That's what I was originally checking for.
Can you do that into species 8472?
What
Or
is
are
species?
we affected? I didn't scan me, I just scanned them.
Okay.
All right. So why are we calling them species 8472? Don't they have a name? Like that sounds kind of mean.
I have to agree with you. I really do. Phoenix, I think we could. I think where we're from, we should aim to do better. You know, as a society, I think.
What are you going on about? I'm just saying. I am on the A's right now. I spent 3 days and I just got to Andorians.
Well, I mean, what I mean is we should ask them how they would like to classify themselves. We shouldn't just jump to species 84532. We should ask them, you know, maybe they want to be called Franklin. Like maybe that's what they call themselves, and it would just be, you know, a lot easier for everybody.
Species Franklin?
I don't think addressing that. We are nowhere near them when we're talking about this, are we?
No, they are riding, quote unquote, to the castle.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, they're not friendly. They're friendly right now, but they're not friendly, Rusty.
Oh. Can we get the card
They're species 8472 because that's what the Borg labeled them. When the
So
Borg
senior?
got in a fight. No hive mind?
I'm thinking of Bjorn. Sorry.
Yeah, totally different. Not same. You don't have it.
My old pappy liked to say you can't really judge a person based on their mess because ain't nobody's bathroom clean. You know,
Well,
so I think what I'm trying to say is we should, you know, maybe approach these folks and just ask them, you know, how they got here and what they're trying to do. We shouldn't just assume that they're killer monsters. Species 85312.
if they are killer monsters, let's get the truck working because the truck is like 2,000 pounds of weight that can then be accelerated. Like seriously, if we get the truck working, we can just end this mission with a good hit.
I mean,
So are
Getting
we
it-
being affected by something odd?
That's-
No, but if you give me a reasoned science, Mr. Iskis, and I will say that your quantum mechanics applies here, difficulty on this is a 4.
I'm just saying, I close my eyes and let the autopilot take over for a second.
But you don't want to miss a thing by doing that, right?
You don't want to close your eyes. You definitely don't want to fall
wanna fall
asleep.
asleep. 'Cause
You
you'll
gotta
miss
make sure
something.
they ragdoll. You know.
You don't want to miss a thing.
All right, quantum mechanics focus. I'm gonna give you 3 threat and probably spend...
It would be 3 momentum for 5 dice total.
Is it worth it, folks?
Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Yes. We can get more.
I proposed a hit and run. So
ELH only has 12 threat. We have so much more threat we could give.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Look.
true.
Let's use threat then.
We haven't seen a board cube yet. I don't think we have quite enough.
No, board cube is 14, if I remember correctly.
It's the obvious next step in this process, this dilemma, is to have a board cube show up.
Mm-hmm.
all right, people, stop messing around. Let's narrow down a plan.
I'm good with it.
Let's
Okay.
take it.
So
Tell
you
me
do
what you
get a
got.
momentum back for your trouble, but the complication is going to be you actually narrow down exactly what the problem is. There is an Undine vessel, or species 8472. There is a damaged vessel that is actually within the castle, and if your tricorder is correct, it seems to be wounded and projecting a very powerful psychic field that your comm badges have been filtering out.
Okay.
When you say filtering out, we are not affected by it currently.
Correct. And even you, Kleinfelter, as an android, you wouldn't be affected by it at all, even to begin with.
That's fair.
Do we feel like proximity would reduce the effectiveness of this filtering?
Yeah, you'd probably have to start rolling fitness and medicine, if you get my meaning.
Things may be problematic once we arrive.
Would it be better for us to not go in, or do we need to?
Well, ironically, we probably need to fix the damaged biological vessel.
I feel like that falls out of my wheelhouse, but let's try.
It's in mine, but
How about we go talk to the actors?
sure. But again, as we get closer and the vessel is in there. As we get closer, it may start affecting us.
Honestly, my brain's already like this, so I don't think it's going to do too much to me.
So, important question. Are you driving the Cybertruck to the castle?
But he said it stopped working, right?
Yeah, the complication that chat just redeemed, the front falls off.
Nice. Just look at it. Like, piece of shit. Let's go and talk with them. Like if they're just guys trying to find a way to fix their ship, and I don't know why they're using this reference material, but don't have to splatter them on the bumper, as it were.
Let's go do it.
So tell me a little bit about how you're going to be approaching the Undine in disguise. Are you just going to run up on them? Or are you just going to catch up to them and strike a conversation? Like, what does it look like?
Yeah, I'll catch up to them. Gonna be sweaty as hell, though. And I was like, hey, give me 5 minutes here. However long everyone lets me sit there, I will then recatch my breath. Like, okay, Arthur and who?
Bedivere, Sir Bedivere.
Right. Let's see. You guys need help. You're looking for help, right? And now you're gonna go out for help at some point again, right? And you don't really know how to get the help you need, though, because you're kind of dealing with a bunch of people that don't know how to make a rock think. Right?
Is this your way of subtly implying that you're fishing if they know they're 8472?
Yeah.
Okay. For that is going to be a presence and a command for Phoenix, and that will be a difficulty of 3.
I will assist with insight science to see if they are affected by the same psionic radiation, if you will, that I detected.
Yeah, go for it. Just remember, on assist, you always roll 1.
Yep.
No focuses, I'm assuming? Yeah.
Nah, no focuses, unfortunately.
I've got one for mine.
Yeah.
Probably xenobiology or
Yeah,
quantum
xenobiology
mechanics.
would apply for you.
Would you like for me to make this check and you assist me?
I don't know how to be assisting you, because...
He's the one saying it, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. Value? Assume the best in everyone?
Sure. I'll give you determination.
And I guess 1 momentum for an extra dice?
Mm-hmm. Sure. All right, well, there's the 4 successes you need. Well done. So, you're both going to realize pretty much at the same time, Phoenix, you're saying these things, you're fishing to try to see if they know, and the 8472 in disguise are staying, quote-unquote, in character, and they're like, I'm sorry, I do not know of these strange things you speak of. A rock that can think? And, Iskis, when you scan them with your holy book, quote-unquote, you realize that, yes, the field that the broken ship is projecting is actually affecting these Undine as well.
So
Yeah.
they're just looking at me?
Yeah, they're just looking at you, trying to figure out what it is you're talking about.
I send you a nod. I give you a non-verbal cue, either a nod or a shake of the head.
Look at you and
That's
nod
how
back.
I'm assisting you with the tricorder to indicate that.
But you
okay.
said that we should go fix their little ship, right? Well, I'd be happy to volunteer to go out and take a look at it. I'm not really worried if it's gonna, if it's gonna be bad. I don't mind being the first person to go in.
Yeah, first we need to, establish proper communication. Is there anything we can do to, not have them be tricked, I guess? Or, get them not to be fooled?
Is that a
As I look
question
at
for
Iskis.
me?
Yeah, no, that's in character.
Okay.
Asking the good doctor. Oh, did we lose him?
Sorry. I just had to
Yeah,
leave.
so I'm asking you if there's a way to reverse or shield them from what's happening.
We likely must repair the vessel. Do I think I can? I don't know. I will I will go. I will go to the engineers and see if they can. I'll give them the frequency, if you will, of the radiation, and see if they can get the tricorders to generate a damping field.
Well, I mean, how are we not affected then?
Our comm badges are filtering it.
Oh,
It's
okay, cool.
it's a tertiary function of the universal translator, and because it was designed to interface with races who communicate purely psionically.
Walk up to Terry Crews or Bedivere, and I just take my comm badge off and I stick it on him.
Okay. So two things happen at the same time. The first is obviously you lose your holographic shell, so now you look like Phoenix. The second thing...
Sound more sad when saying that, please.
I didn't mean to sound sad. The second thing that happens is that you immediately believe that you are King Arthur, but you are the Monty Python Holy Grail King Arthur. But when you pin the badge on King Arthur, quote unquote, wait, no, you said you pinned it on Terry. That's Bedivere.
Bedivere. Yeah.
All right, so reverse that. You think you're Bedivere, and you put the badge on Bedivere. So Terry Jones, quote unquote, morphs back into the Undine tripedal alien form, and they kind of screech, and then you all hear in your minds, what are you doing? What is Starfleet doing here? What is going on? Is this an attack on us? How dare you?
I punched a creature, and I simply say,
the creature.
For my lord's honor.
Well, Mr. Phoenix, that sounds like a daring and a security, and it will be opposed by the Undine. I'll just roll that in advance so you know what you have to beat. Well, I have bad news for you. That is 2 successes. So the Undine catches your fist and actually throws you back onto your back. As,
God!
You are thrown, and you're going to take 3 stress damage as you are thrown by the Undine.
I have so much stress I can take.
Mm-hmm.
I clear my mind and say, your ship is damaged.
It stops advancing on Phoenix, and it looks at you.
We did not do it. This artifact behind me, I point to the pile of broken things, was ejected at this point in the timeline. That is the only reason we are here. We don't know why you and your ship are here. We don't know how it became damaged.
And the Undine looks at you and it narrows its eyes and it says in your mind, and everybody hears this, by the way, my companion and I were traveling and investigating Earth when we were hit in the outer realm of the solar system by that, pointing at the broken Cybertruck.
Someone threw an anachronism at you. I don't know why. But if you observe your companion, you will see that they are under the effects of some sort of psionic field, for lack of a better word, emanating from your damaged vessel. You are experiencing as is my companion now that he has removed his shielding.
So
Be gone, you foul beast!
Do you go to punch him again?
No, I found a branch that looks like a sword. Like it has like a little couple of notches that look like a hilt, and I think that's a sword. So I'm going to now hit him with that.
All right. Daring and security once more.
Please someone intervene.
Intercept.
Okay. So Kleinfelter, you intercept
Using another stick.
And
now my friend, if
yeah, you probably believe this is all an anime, knowing Phoenix.
My little friend, species Franklin, I would like to introduce myself again. I am Rusty, from the future. I'm willing to take off my here communicator, and I've been told that you might be a psychic race, so you're free to read my mind to understand the truth of what my good buddy here, Iskus, was saying about our intentions. We come in peace to help you. I promise we do. And like I said, you can read my mind if you'd like to verify that. I will give you permission.
You should read mine instead.
I will give you 12,000 bits if you could make him immune.
What, Rusty immune to being scanned?
No, being immune to the psychic projection.
Oh, when he takes off his comm badge.
Can I put my comm badge on Rusty?
Well, hold on. We got a chain of events here that we have to resolve.
Okay.
So, first things first. Phoenix, you were intercepted by Kleinfelter. Your stick breaks, unfortunately.
God.
The second thing that happens is Rusty, you say this to the Undine. The Undine reads your mind and says, I can see that you are telling the truth. If you are capable of if this device, and he points at the combat that's now on him, if this device is capable of filtering and bringing my companion out of motioning at Sir Arthur, out of this, then I would be in your debt. And then, Rusty, do you take off your comm badge and put it on Sir Arthur?
Sure. Let's do that.
Okay.
So,
Rusty, you take off your comm badge, and you immediately lose the Black Knight appearance that you said you started with. So you now look like Rusty. And, when you take it off and put it on the other Undine, the Undine transforms back into an Undine, but Rusty, you feel fine. Nothing really bothering you. You feel normal.
So who's without a comm badge right now?
Phoenix and Rusty.
Okay, and I'm not affected. I guess I'm not affected either way, so I'll just put one on Phoenix, who's showing some effect.
Okay.
And look side-eye at Russ, who isn't showing any effect.
Okay. So, Phoenix, Kleinfelter is able to plant their comm badge back on you, and your mind comes back to you.
I was under the effect, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it.
I hand the stick to you. You broke this.
Oh, my stick.
I know, it was a good stick.
Was it? Okay. Well, at least it
It
did
was
its job
sweet.
then.
I cannot
thought I
vouch
watched
for the effectiveness, the continued effectiveness of this, of the shielding as we get closer and closer to the ship.
If I had my phone with me, I could put on a bunch of brain rot and keep us safe, probably.
And the Undine are kind of having a mental conversation, and then one of them looks back at you all and says, do you perhaps have a way of inducing biological regeneration? Our ship requires a mountain of materials in order to repair itself. Would you be willing to part with that anachronistic object? And they point at the broken Cybertruck in the background.
As long as I can document its destruction, absolutely. I would rather not take it and contaminate the future with it.
Considering it was flung out of a temporal rift and hit us,
It's only fair.
No,
I believe this is totally fair.
just a moment though. We did trade. I think we did trade the car for that Holy Grail. I think we're gonna need the Holy Grail back. I think that's only fair. You know, like I said, we did an
It's
even
a hologram.
swaps.
It's a hologram.
Oh well. Well, shoot. Okay.
It's light in calories.
That's the calories are.
It's diet reality.
I kind of thought it would be a good keepsake, that we could keep to commemorate our mission. We could look back on it and think about the good times that we had. But I guess if it's nothing like truly material, that
No, it's not. It's not real.
Yeah, I got a stick out of this mission, so I'm good. But yeah, can we get like the VIN number though, or serial number? I want to see like where this went missing.
Oh yeah, I could grab the license plate.
Okay. So, kind of moving us forward a little bit. The Undine take the remnants of the Cybertruck to their ship. The ship is able to regenerate, and it is able to fly away and return to its own time. You are able to confirm the Cybertruck's destruction, and you are, unless you want to stay here for any reason, you are whisked back away to the U.S.S. Kairos, where the AI is waiting for you, and it simply says, well done, you have corrected the error in the timeline. Were you able to determine what the issue was?
Before we get back to the ship, I want to have been talking to the Undine while they're repairing their ship the whole time, and they made like I want to say they made great speed on repairs, faster than they even thought, because I was talking to them about the nutritional benefits of Mountain Dew and Cool Ranch Doritos
Nice.
the whole entire time to them.
Nice. All right.
Is it important that it's Baja Blast Mountain Dew?
Well,
The
of course,
blue
it has to be
Baja Blast. Yeah.
Okay.
I just really want to know personally for myself, how did the Undine react to the end of Armageddon?
So the Undine were not thrilled with the end of Armageddon. They thought Earth should have been destroyed to teach Earthlings a lesson, but they're willing to have creative differences with you.
Okay, interesting perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock
But
did
no.
nothing wrong.
One thing I will say is that Kleinfelter, when you search up the license plate, you realize that apparently in 2025, a certain person with SpaceX maybe launched their Cybertruck into, I don't want to say polar orbit, but they basically launched it out towards Pluto to show off how good SpaceX was.
Yeah, okay, got it. This is because Elon Musk is an idiot.
But yeah, that's going to be our session for today, because I can tell that we're already at the point where we're like, what is going on, ELH?
No, I'm cool with this. I like it.
Terry Crews was a nice surprise.
Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, what did you all think genuinely? Because it was one of those things where I wanted it to be lower decks, and I wanted it to be a fun and goofy time, so I do hope that I hit the mark.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm having a lot of fun. I definitely think like this is just like it's a nice, fun, relaxed way to have fun with the Star Trek franchise without having it to be like a military drama.
Right.
Yes.
And as someone who plays this, and then on the following day, I am someone who's military drama. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
It's a good change.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're having fun here. It's silly fun. And then if you want something more serious, I have a slew of other Star Trek Adventures games, which might suit your palate a little bit more. But we
I
have
just
fun
love
here.
how everyone casually accepted vehicle manslaughter because it was aliens that we didn't like.
But I mean, you know, it would have worked.
Yeah.
Mission complete.
Yeah. More ways than one. All right.
Are we going to find out that the AI is actually some sort of evil force, and we're actually destroying the time stream instead of helping it?
The GM is making notes.
Oh no.
All right. Well, YouTube, this is where we say goodbye, but Twitch, stick around for a little bit more. But YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye.